Happy New
Oh,
Year! It is Blast of the Stashies. You know Terry there, Mike?
I
Oh,
got a little bit.
this is the fifth annual Stashies. I keep thinking this is like the fourth. I was looking back and like, no, this is the fifth. This is the fifth year we've done this. So I can't believe we've been doing this for 5 years. But this is the fifth annual Stashies. Most time we do if you come to our show, we read the books that come out for the week, we blast the books we hate, we stash the books we like. But this is the special edition where we look back at the past year of this dumpster fire known as 2020, and we talk about what our favorites are for the year. And we got some special guests doing some intros for us tonight. I've been working hard all this week trying to get. Um, I've been sick over the week, and so I actually one of my coworkers came down. They were tested positive for coronavirus, and so I had to go get tested. Luckily, I came back negative, but I had all week off. I had to be in quarantine until my results came back. So I've been sitting here working all day on this stuff. Yes, Mike, go ahead.
You're always positive in my heart, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, I know it. Go ahead, jump into the chat. Am my audio's good? I'm okay through you guys. Audio's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
You hear me? Great Legend Show. The first senior says Happy New Year. Of course, we got us in there. We got Spectacular Spider Grandpa, which is out here right on the screen too. Double S, of course, the great Double S. He did one of our intros for us. I sent him a message. I mean, I definitely appreciate all the support he's given us over the past, 5 years of doing this. Man, he's always there, so we definitely appreciate him. Let's go ahead and jump into the categories. Unless somebody's got something else they want to talk about real quick.
Do we want to go over what comic book we picked this week? Just do a quick stash.
You can, but I didn't read anything.
Oh, that's really sad.
I've been busy doing this, and plus I didn't get all my books either. So Janice Grown Ups in here as well. They did another one of intros, probably one of my favorite ones. So let's go ahead and jump into the categories then. Do that. Yes.
Yeah, if you didn't read anything, you kind of let us down on that one. Sure.
I know. Well, I was busy doing the great leader thing and organizing. Trying to get everything set up. I want to give some credit out to John from Janice Grown Up too. I sit down and talk with him for a little bit over Discord and their Discord channel, and kind of give me some tips and tricks on YouTube and what to do. So hopefully this is going to be a little more better production for us tonight, other than my Blue Yeti not working anymore. But we'll go with that. Let's jump into the. Our collectible of the year. I didn't have an intro for that one. So this was the Funko of the year, but I think we kind of changed it to collectible / Funko because I've kind of gotten out of collecting Funkos. I still collect them every once in a while. I know Mike's still pretty heavy into it. Joe, you collect them every now and then as well. What do you got for us, Mike? What's your favorite collectible of the year this year?
So, of course, it's going to be a Funko, but before we get to that, I just want to shout out you, Dave, for turning me on to this. I don't want to pull it down right now, but it is that Venom door knocker thing.
Oh, I seem to always turn you on, Mike.
That we got from Party City, and it's sitting up there, but that's amazing. I did pick up some really cool Funkos this year. Picked up a lot of autographs, a lot of chases. I've met Alan Oppenheimer, who, for those of you who don't know, voiced Skeletor and Merman and a couple of others in the Masters of the Universe. Met him, got the Skeletor pop sign. Honorable mention for Funko Series of the Year. It's got to be the Marvel Zombies line. Here's Silver Surfer, probably one of my favorites out of the set there. He's decapitated, holding his own head. So I also picked this one up earlier in the year. This is from Dungeons and Dragons, the gelatinous cube, which it's just amazing. It's just a clear cube with a skull and a sword in there. And it is a 2020 Spring Convention limited edition exclusive. This one was probably money-wise my pick. And that's the Captain Spaulding I got for $30, which is worth $100. So I wasn't sure if it was real or not, but me and my wife both checked out everything on it, from the stamp to everything, and for what we could tell, it's real. So, but my pop pick, my pop find, my collectible find of the year has got to be Cosmic Ghost Rider.
That's
Oh,
cool.
nice.
That is a cool one.
He's also got Baby Thanos on it, and this is a like Comic-Con exclusive. A little shop by us had it. Yesteryear Toys. I don't think Joey's ever been there, but found this there for about $30 and grabbed him. So I do also have Thanos as the Punisher, which kind of ties along with this. But this is my pickup of the year right here.
Nice.
Nice. Real quick, jump into mine. Discovery Bay jumped into the room. What's going on, brother? It's always good to see you. Great Legend and him been chatting back and forth. It's good to have you guys here. And, you know, Gen X grown up wants to remind everybody the mantle of leadership weighs heavy on the head there, Dave.
It does. I guess I'll jump into mine. I've kind of gotten out of collecting Funkos because they take up so much space, and I got a smaller room where my collection is now, so I can't really just go hog wild with it. So I'm pretty limited, or I'm pretty specific on what I pick. These ones I actually got when Joe and I went to Emerald City. We were supposed to go to Emerald City Comic Con. We ended up going to the Funko headquarters up there in Washington, and these are the two that I got up there. I ended up getting this whole line, but love this movie, and so I had to get. I have two variants of this one. That's Doc Holliday from Tombstone. So I have all the Earth Brothers and Doc Holliday. So that's a pretty awesome set. But my personal favorite from this past year, and it's gone up in value a little bit, and it's kind of connected to my job, and so that's why I actually love it so much. In the same place I got it up at the Funko Limited Edition. It's Ranger Smith and Yogi Bear. So those are my two favorite Funko or collectible pickups for the year.
Last year, Dave, your collectible pop pickup of the year was the Patina Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my daughter got that for me. Okay, yeah.
And Joey just kept showing off Fat Thor last year.
Fat Thor. Well, this year I got something different. I don't actually collect Funkos. My wife is the collector of Funkos, and I generally pick things up. So mine obviously comes from Seattle as well, because I was able to go out there. She was super jealous, so I had to come back with something good. So I got Freddie Funko as a robot from the Seattle trip, and I got him holding the Space Needle as well. So these are straight from the headquarters. And these were super cool. So it reminded me we were there at ground zero of the coronavirus, and we survived. And these are the rewards of surviving. My
audio is a little low than compared to the rest because I suck and I use my phone. So
we need a microphone or something that'll plug in there. I mean, you sound fine at our end. You sound like your volume's up. I don't know if I can adjust it on mine. Edit mic settings. Oh, there we go. Let's try this.
You don't want to hear me anyway.
Yeah, you can't really adjust it. His voice output from your end.
I turned it up. It says I can turn it up. We'll check that out. Let's see if it's going better. Now we're going to move on to the second category, which is the the comic find of the year. This year, I didn't do a whole lot of back issues. What are you shaking your head about, Mike?
No, this year I agree that this year sucked. There were no cons to buy any big keys or go hunting for keys but I did pick up a couple. So
I got a couple, but I got them here locally. And my two biggest ones, and these aren't in like mint condition. They're just a key issue that I needed to fill my run. And I've got some lined up for this next year. It's part of my goal for getting for 2021. First issue is Captain America and Iron Man 94. It's a first MODOK. I ended up getting that one this year.
Nice.
So super dug that one. And this is one that's been on my want list for a long time. One store got it in, and I got it for, I think, a really good price. And that is Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 70, which is the first appearance of the Silver Age Catwoman. So that's awesome to get that. And I said I got some stuff lined out this next year for picking up issues 1 through 20 of Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane. So those are the hardest ones to find. Not in the best grade for number one, but still it's going to be a good find. So those are my comic finds for the year that I'm super happy to have in my collection. What about you, Joe?
Well, what was your ultimate find last year, Mikey? Hit us up.
Last year, this wasn't even a category last year.
Oh, never mind then. So my big finds actually came from a local private dealer that I deal with named Randy Thatcher. And I was able to pick up Tales of Suspense number 50, the first appearance of the Mandarin and his rings, but also I was able to get the second appearance of the Mandarin as well, and I was able to get the origins, Tales of Suspense number 62, the origin of the 10 rings of the Mandarin. I got all these for, you ready? $25 total.
Wow. That's a good deal. Really
He
good
really
deal.
hooked me up with a great deal with that. I ended up buying a lot of other stuff from him. So these were my super fine, and these are all mid-grade. I would say mid-grade. So super happy to have those in my collection, and they will get locked away with all my golden age and all my high value stuff immediately following this show.
We have Comic Fan in the chat as well. He says Modoc Sweet. Love that Catwoman issue and great Mandarin issues. Comic Fan's a great guy too. I've actually met him. He came to one of my local cons here. He's up there seeing his dad, and a couple towns over, and he happened to come in, and I had a booth set up for our show there. Ended up talking to him for a little bit. He's a pretty cool dude.
Nice.
Mike, how about you? What are your comic finds for 2020?
This one is an honorable mention. I found this. I didn't. Me and Joey went to a con at one of his Masonic lodges, and I saw this for fairly. I think I paid $20 for it, and it's the first appearance of Damian Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not my find of the year. My find of the year, I didn't actually find. Joey found.
I did.
And he sold them to me. Maybe, kind of. I don't know.
I think you bent his arm quite a bit, didn't you?
I didn't do nothing. I was in the
His wife
bathroom.
guilted me.
If you look right here above my shoulder, you'll see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 5 and number 7. I can't even explain to you. I'll never get any. Thank you, Joey, for selling me kind of, sort of those books.
So I'll tell the story real quick. So Mike had given me some comic books to throw into one of my auctions on the People site, and so I owed him like $50. So I found those books at I paid $1 for those, by the way, because I found them at the dollar bin at the Virginia Antique Mall. And I was like, holy crap, they were my big finds of the day. So we all go out to eat, and I'm going to go rub it in his face and brag about it. So he gets up, goes to the bathroom, and his wife's like, you should sell those to Mikey, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, these are $100, whatever. And so my wife and his wife guilted me to a $50 selling point. And I had already forgotten that I owed him money. So I was like, fine. And she goes, good, because you owe him $50 for the comic book.
No, I came back to the table, and you were like, yeah, I'll sell them to you for $50. I was like, you know what? You know that $50 you owe me? Go ahead and keep that. I'll just take the books. So I didn't really find those. Yeah, but I didn't pick up any keys or anything this year, except for like Robin King, Punchline, all the new characters. So you guys got the better books, definitely.
Marcus is in here too. Marcus is a guy. He's not on the Gen X Grown Up podcast, but he's definitely on their Discord channel quite a bit. And I've actually played games with him quite a bit. Another great guy.
What kind of games
there.
do you play with him, Dave?
Yeah, what kind of games you play?
Oh, usually we play like Jackbox games and stuff like that. Nothing dirty, Mike.
What did he say? Jack-off games?
Jackbox. Box.
Jack Yo? Is Jack Yo in
Box. Box. Jackbox. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next category, shall we?
Yeah, we.
Yo, what is up, YouTube? I am in the Comic Book Man Cave, and it is that time of year for the Stashies Awards, and this category is a great category. I'm looking forward to seeing who the winner is, but it is a category for Best New Comic Book Character of the Year. Check out my channel. Check out all the guys' channels. Sub them up. Sub me up. And let's make this year great. Peace.
Thank you, John, the comic book junkie. If you don't know who John is,
junkie.
Yeah, man. He's been around YouTube for a good long time. Definitely go check him out if you're not already sub to him. We'll start off with Joe this round. What is your favorite new character in the comic books this year?
I actually had to think about this one because, we had a lot of good characters, a lot of bad characters, but I wanted to find the one that I found most interesting whenever I had to read them. So I'm going to go with Punchline on this one.
Really?
I know, I'm surprisingly for me, I know. Like, I was almost thinking Cosmic Ghost Rider, but I couldn't remember if he came out actually last year or...
That was like, last
2 years ago.
2019.
So I was like, okay, so boom. I like her. She's sadistic, crazy. She has purpose. She's driven. She's not a sidekick. She makes it very clear to us. I love her origin story. I thought it was just a good character. It was a very well-written and developed character, and I thought they did a good job portraying her. And my new character of the year, Punchline.
Dennis Hayes says, wait, did you say Virginia Antique Mall?
Yeah.
Yes, I think they did.
The one in Virginia Beach.
Yep. About 15 minutes away from us.
Yep.
Or me.
Yeah, not for me. I'm on the opposite end of that.
Well, you could have moved here, but you chose not to.
You chose not to. You could be with us.
So, Mike, what about you? Your favorite new character for the year?
No, man. There's a handful of great new characters this year. Punchline is one of them, but I chose not to pick her because, basically she's just Harley Quinn. Of course, Clown Hunter. A lot of new Batman character. Ghostmaker, Ghost Hunter, whatever the fuck his name is. The Scumbag for an independent character.
Oh yeah.
But I chose to go with the Robin King.
Nice.
You would.
Just because he's a sadistic son of a bitch. He's prepared. He's got his utility belt. He's prepared for everything. So, new character, Robin King.
Okay. I'm going to have to go and follow Joe on this one. I'm going to go with Punchline as well. Just because... Well, I mean, we got the... Harley vacated her role kind of as Joker's sidekick or Joker's second half, so there was a void there. I think she went in there and filled that void, and she wasn't, or she's not a character to get pushed around like Harley was from Joker. I think she stands up for her own. Like Joe said, she clearly says she's not a sidekick, and I think that she's going to move forward. I think that's my new character for the year.
For last year, Dave, you didn't have nobody because you forgot about the category.
Oh, okay.
Joe's pick was The Other Kind from Justice League Dark.
Yeah, the other one. Yeah.
And my pick from last year was Metal Shark.
Okay. Okay. Moving on to the next category. It is
Double S picked.
Hi, I'm Pat from the Longbox Crusade podcast and network, and I'm here to introduce the Marvel Pick of the Year for the annual 5th Stashies.
Sorry, Mike, didn't mean to cut you off there.
Double S picked the Robin King as well for his new character of the year.
I can see that.
Yeah, so definitely that's a good reminder. Whatever you picked in the chat, like if you picked a different character, shout out in the chat. Let us know what your favorite is for the year. Again, that was Pat from the Longbox Crusade. It's another podcast I've been listening to for a while. I've actually been a guest host on there once, and I'm constantly kind of staying in contact with them and chit chat. So thanks, Pat, for that intro there. We'll jump back to Mike and your Marvel pick. for 2020?
Marvel pick for last year, I had House of X, Power of X. Dave agreed with me on that last year. And Joe's pick for Marvel last year was Savage Avengers.
Yes, that was a
So
great name.
this year, some runner-ups. Both have been incredible books. One of them, you guys know, Strange Academy, has been outstanding. Awesome art, awesome writing. Thor has been amazing. I'm not even a Thor fan, and this book has been good. But my pick, that's been consistently good, all 8 issues or 9 issues, whatever it's at, is actually Darth Vader.
Oh, threw a curveball. Nice.
Darth Vader. This basically picks off right after Empire Strikes Back, where the Emperor punishes Vader for failing to get Luke over to the dark side, and it just goes on from there, and it's been pretty fucking awesome. Introduced a new Sith assassin in this book. I forgot his name at this time, but Darth Vader, Marvel pick of the year.
Let us know in the chat. Is Mike's audio a little bit better now that I've adjusted it? Hopefully that'll help that. I kind of have a couple runners up too, and of course it's got to be Kate stuff. It's got to be Venom and Thor. You know, that's been consistently good. Of course, it has some filler issues, which all issues have to have in there, but overall it's been really good. But my Marvel pick for the year is actually Mike's runner-up, and that's Strange Academy. I think this has been a great story. Let alone a great story. I mean, if you want to spec, this has tons of great new characters in there that are going to be moving hopefully forward in the Marvel universe. So this is my Marvel pick of the year, is Strange Academy. What about you, Joe?
Yeah, tons of runners up. I mean, I think we've all said it. I think we've all been enjoying a lot of Kate's stuff and you know, Scotty Young's stuff, and we've been enjoying it very much. But again, mine's kind of right there in the same category as everybody else. I've actually even enjoyed Thor, and I'm not a huge Thor fan, but this new run here, I've been very much enjoying it. We get introduced to the Black Winter, so we know some cool stuff's going to be coming out of that. We kind of dive a little bit into the Silver Age when we're kind of dealing with Thor and his whole split personality, the Doctor, and how that whole thing fell apart, and you know, the whole Nietzsche God is dead thing getting played out in here. I really enjoyed this. This was good.
Dennis Hayes, going back a little bit, says the Virginia Beach Antique Mall is right down the street from him. So he's a local, buddy.
He's a local.
No, he says on the other end of the state, there's one here too.
Oh.
So it must be 2 Virginia antique malls.
There's probably all over the place, actually. We got a lot of antique malls in Virginia.
Oh.
He's still local if he's in Virginia. Still closer than Dave.
Yeah. That guy.
You guys are probably related.
Oh.
Sorry.
What is that, Dave?
Nothing,
what is that
nothing.
supposed to mean?
Mm-hmm.
See here, Great Legend says his pick this year is the Donnie Slott's Fantastic Four. It was great. I know you're a Fantastic Four. He's got like almost a full run of Fantastic Four. He's a huge Fantastic Four fan.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Okay, Mike, you did yours. We're going into the next category. It's going to be. Any guys say anything before I run this video? I don't want to cut you off again, Mike.
Nah, cut us off. It's fine.
Here we go.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Alex, the Comic Hoarder, and I'm here to introduce the DC Pick of the Year for the 5th annual Stashies.
Old Alex.
Old Alex, the Comic Hoarder. He's I think the original cheerleader of our fan club.
Back in the day when we first started. I think SS kind of took that over.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think the mantle was passed to Double S for sure. So Mike started the last one, so it's my next one. DC hasn't been as strong for me. It was really hard for me to try to pick something out. The only thing I could really come up with would be Batman's pretty good since Tom King's been off there. It still wavers a little bit. I think Ghostmaker's part of Is he? Yeah, he's part of Batman. Ghostmaker
Yeah.
storyline was kind of weak a little bit, but overall, Batman's been a lot stronger this year without Tom King at the helm writing that. So Batman is my pick of 2020 for DC. How about you, Joe?
Hold on one second. I lost it. I had it and I lost it. Oh, here it is. I got it. Okay, I got it. Mine's actually, again, and probably another surprising one. Justice League Endless Winter. I really enjoyed this. This was a great comic book. Had some great. The artwork was a little iffy in it, right? But again, Batman was a great runner-up for it, and if it wasn't for the Endless Winter run, it would probably be Batman for me too. But I kind of weighed the two, and I was like, you know what? There was no real in-between issues here. It's just straight storytelling. It was a great, funny gag little type of thing. So I've enjoyed it. So that's my pick for this year.
What are you, Mike, for DC?
What was our picks last year?
Yeah, give us our picks. And what's your pick?
Dave's pick was Curse of the White Knight.
Okay, yeah.
And Joe's pick was, for whatever reason, the Batman Superman book.
Yes, that was good in the beginning.
He was probably drinking.
Yeah.
And my pick for last year was Deceased.
Oh, yeah.
Deceased is still running too.
So my picks for this year, Suicide Squad. You know, I always have to have my Suicide Squad book, but that ended. That was pretty good. Deceased Dead Planet was also good. But my pick, along with Dave, is going to be Batman as well. So,
where did Joe go?
I don't know where Joe went.
He leaves right in the middle of this award ceremony. He better be getting the tux on. Double S said, I agree with you. Batman, since Tom King has been off it, is my pick for DC. Thank you for agreeing with me, Double S. I appreciate that. Discovery Base is Thor for Marvel, Batman for DC for him, and Great Legend. Of course, gotta love Shazam and Green Lantern, your favorite from DC. Love those. Jeff Johns on Shazam and Grant Morrison on Green Lantern Season 2. Those are Great Legends picks for him. What do you got? A whole 6-pack, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
It's going to last that long?
Yeah.
We're going into our next one. It is our indie pick of the year. Joe, you're up on that one first now.
Nobody gave us a cool intro for indie?
No, I didn't get an intro for indie. There were like 4 of them I didn't get intros to. It was such short notice. My brain, if we're being creative, I have to be stuck on a timeline or a time crunch in order to get creative, and that's what it was this week. You know, so I put people on the spot quite a bit, but a lot of people did pull through for me, and I definitely appreciate it.
Definitely. So yeah, my pick. So this was hard for me because there's been a lot of good indie stuff out there. I was thinking about Scumbags, but the truth is we're not enough issues into it to really call it my favorite for the entire year. So I decided to keep it. I went back to even some of the videos and figured out which ones I talked the most about. And it's Delta Dogs. Local comic book in our area, probably never heard of it. We've interviewed the writer on here, but I consistently like this book and the stuff in it, especially the last issue that just came out. And I'm not just
saying LJ's in here.
Yeah, I saw.
You need to watch your mouth, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, it's Delta Dogs for me for artwork, story. The writers are really cool. The artist in it. So yeah, Delta Dogs.
What about you, Mike, for indie pick?
Last year, Joe's indie pick was Reaver.
Yeah, that was a good run.
Dave's indie pick was Folklords.
Folklore. Oh yeah. Okay.
And mine was Die. This year, so many. We only find them when they're dead. Has been good so far. Joe, you mentioned Scumbag.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm still loving my TMNT stuff. But I have a tie.
No ties and Stashies.
Okay, well, here's my runner-up then. Wind. It was only 5 issues, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
I don't think you guys were reading it.
I was reading it. I got it. I
Yeah,
turned you on to it.
did you? I don't fucking know.
Mhm.
Wind. But I know this is cheating, but my pick for indie book of the year is Walking Dead Deluxe, just because I'm finally getting a chance to read these, and I've been loving it. So I'm really happy, excited to keep reading them. So
That's it. That's your indie pick of the year.
yeah,
Double S
A
says
reprint.
Scumbag is good. Once in Future, I like Once in Future too. I do like that one. That would have been a nice
Something is Killing the Children is good too.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I love Department of Truth. Oh, that's just scary good how they're putting all that together.
I'm collecting those Walking Deads too. I have all the trades going up to 100, but I'm buying all those back too to have the floppies of the issues as well. But my indie pick kind of hits a couple of check marks for me, and it has a post-apocalyptic. I love those kind of stories, and some great colorful art in there, and the story's pretty much pretty good as well. And that is We Live by Aftershock Comics. I think that's a really great story. One of the main characters, from the first issue, we think is going to be surviving, ends up getting killed pretty early on in the second issue. It was kind of a total shock for you. I know Jamie at Rogue City Comics actually going to love that because that was one of her picks of the year. So that is my independent pick of the year for us. Any more on indie picks? Nothing.
No.
Next category, please, sir.
Next category. Let me find it. Where is it? There it is, right here.
Hey there, I'm John from Gen X Grown Up, and though I'm holding them as a prop and visual aid, I really don't know much about comic books, so I guess it's wildly appropriate that I'm here to introduce the Stashy category for the best non-comic movie.
Thanks, John. That was from Dennis. When he sent me that video, I busted up laughing because I thought it was so great. Because John is not a comic book guy, but he's one of the guys that I play on the Discord channel. I play Jackbox games, and they're a fun group of guys to hang out with and just chit chat with. So best non-comic book movie. I think we'll start with is it? It's Mike. Go ahead.
Non-comic book movie?
Non-comic book movie.
All right. Last year, our non-comic book movies were Joe with the Irishman.
Oh, that was so good.
For whatever reason, Dave picked Rambo: Last Blood.
I don't know why I picked that either.
I think it was lack of options.
Yeah, this year the same way.
Yeah, pretty much. And I picked Godzilla: King of Monsters. This year has been rough for new movies with everything going on. I know right at the beginning I saw 2 in the theater that were non-comic book. And that was The Invisible Man, which turned out to be fairly decent. And but my pick is The Hunted. Did you guys see that?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
I truthfully forgot what it's about.
But
it's my pick because it's the only 2 I've seen. So yeah.
You've not been streaming movies at home that come out as rentals or anything either?
Yeah, they're all comic book movies. Ever since this shit happened, I haven't been watching a lot. I've been watching the WWE Network, the shows that come out. I haven't been really watching a lot of new movies.
Yeah, my list is pretty small too. Even looking at new movies, I went through back and look what got released for 2020, and there weren't a whole lot that weren't comic book movies that I saw. I saw Doolittle in the theater. That was I think that's the only one that I saw in the theater before it closed down. I saw Tenet too recently. We watched Love and Monsters, which was an okay movie. We just watched Soul the other night on Disney Plus, which is a Pixar movie. A lot of heart, a lot of great stuff in there. But mine is Gentleman. It's a the English guy who does all the Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Guy Ritchie.
Did that a Guy Ritchie movie with Matthew McConaughey in it. That was a really good movie, and so that's going to have to be my pick of the year right there, just because it was so few options for a non-comic book movie. So, Gentlemen, for me. What about you, Joe?
So yeah, I saw Gentleman, and I love Guy Ritchie movies, but and it was definitely a runner-up for me. I don't normally watch a whole lot of movies. If I do, it's usually in a movie theater. I don't really watch much TV.
Speaking of movies, how about that train wreck of Wonder Woman?
We'll talk about that at the end of the show. So, so my pick of the year, it surprisingly is a movie that just came out. I just caught it on Netflix. I had a few hours in between a project that I'm working on, and it's The Professor and the Madman with Mel Gibson. And it talks about the first Oxford English Dictionary. And how an insane person wrote the majority of it, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Very heartfelt story. It was pretty good. Definitely not an action-packed movie, but Gentleman was funny and action-packed. So, balance. It's all about balance.
Yeah, I actually watched that movie too. It's one of Mel Gibson's. I also watched Bad Santa too. Not Bad Santa. That newest Mel Gibson, Fat Man. I watched that right before Christmas too. But that's not my pick of the year, though. Moving on to the Blue Skidoo. Where's it at?
This is the Great Legend. I'm coming at you live from the 5th annual Stashies. Man, a hot night tonight here at the Stashies. Ton of awards going to everybody. And tonight we're going to be taking a look at the comic book movie of 2020 over here on Blasted and Stashing Comics. And the winner is...
Good old Great Legend.
Thank
you for the comic book movie of the year is definitely not Wonder Woman.
No, I wouldn't say so either. It's my turn. I'm going, huh?
Sure.
Yeah. Sure. Why not? So there were a few comic book movies that came out this year. I saw Harley Quinn in the movie theater the last winter. New Mutants saw that when it was streaming. Wonder Woman 84 saw that on Christmas Day. Bloodshot saw that. But my pick for comic book movie of the year is by Netflix. It's Old Guard with Charlize Theron. So that is my comic book movie of the year for right there. What is Gen X grown up saying? He says, "Whoa, I just got real in Huey's neck of the woods. I see spirits going over rocks." Oh, he's talking about my my vodka. But Joe, what about you? Comic book movie of the year?
It only came down to two for me. It was either Bloodshot or the other one. What you just mentioned it. What was it?
Old Guard.
Old Guard. Yeah, on Netflix. I liked Old Guard, but I have to give it to Bloodshot. It's going to be one of those movies that's going to get forgotten about, much like the Bloodshot comic book. For some reason, it just can't seem to gain any traction. The special effects in it were awesome. I love the way they did the nanotechnology when his face came off and it repaired. It just had some visual stunning stuff going on in it, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Bloodshot.
What about you, Mike? Favorite comic book movie? It's Wonder Woman, isn't it? You paid good money to see that.
So, for those of you who don't follow me on social media, me and my wife walked out. We actually went to Cinema Cafe, had a nice dinner, quote unquote. And I wasn't thinking at the time, we could just ask for the check and leave, but we waited till they brought the check out to us, or the bill out to us. I said, I'm ready to go. I've seen it. I think we walked out right as you guys both saw it, right?
Yeah.
right as she started fighting the cheetah towards the end, and she was spinning around on her lasso like fucking Spider-Man. When does Wonder Woman do that? Whatever. We walked out. I was done. I didn't even stay to see the end. Last year, our comic book movies were Dave. You had Endgame.
Mhm.
Joe, you had Joker, and I picked Battle Angel Alita.
That's right.
Okay.
Me and Joe saw it together.
Yeah, we saw that.
This year, my pick, of course, I saw Birds of Prey, which was crap. Bloodshot was pretty. It was okay. New Mutants was okay, but my pick is also Old Guard. I absolutely love that movie. So, me and Dave picked Old Guard.
If you look at the two DC movies, the Harley Quinn and in Wonder Woman '84, the best part for me personally of those two movies were the villains. I thought at least the villain was pretty good in Wonder Woman '94. He's a little over the top. The same guy who plays Mandalorian.
He wasn't a villain. He's not a villain. He's just a
Well,
guy.
the bad guy of the movie. And then, of course, the guy, Ewan McGregor, who played Black Mask in Harley Quinn, he was a little over the top, too, but he was probably the best part of that movie for me,
The best
too.
part of Birds of Prey was the hyena.
Oh, you think so?
Getting the hyenas was pretty good. That was pretty funny.
That's it. That's
Okay. Anything else on comic book movie?
hopefully we get some better movie. Hopefully Black Widow comes out at some point.
At some point.
Yeah, it was really hard to look back and see what movies came out this year, comic book movies. All the websites I found were like the ones that were due to be out this year, and there was a whole slew of them that didn't even get released. So,
yeah.
Okay, moving on to.
Oh, hey, I'm Jared Albrecht. Some know me as the Yard Sale Artist, and I want to introduce the best comic TV series of the year for the 5th annual Stashies.
Yeah, that was Jared, yard sale artist. Yes, Mike, go ahead.
Who was that?
That was Jared, the yard sale artist. He's actually associated with Pat over at Longbox Crusade. They do some podcasts together, but he actually has his own YouTube channel where he does his own art and sells it as well.
Oh,
So-
I was gonna ask you, did he paint that Zelda or that
Yep.
Link? And
Yep.
that's pretty good.
He does all the people who are doing the intros or videos today for the categories. The links for their information is all down in the description. If you see somebody like John from Gen X Grown Ups, definitely go check over their channel out. Go check out Pat at Longbox Crusade, Jason or Jared Albrecht at the Yard Sale Artist. Go check them out. Go sub them up. Go talk to them. Great people. And other thing too, Jared, I sent him a message earlier today trying to get a video, and I didn't hear back from him until about a half an hour before we were going live. And he says, "What can I help you with?" And I said, "Oh man, it's a little too close now." And he shot that thing and just shot it out to me within 10 minutes. He said, "No problem, man. I got you." So appreciate that, Jared.
Skeet.
Skeet, skeet, skeet. He shot it out at you.
Joe, why don't you give us your best comic, we're comic book TV show?
Again, this was a hard one for me. I don't know why. We had that Al Pacino. Was it Al Pacino show where the Germans and Nazis and Jewish people? That was a really good one, but I didn't pick it. I actually picked another show that was on Amazon, and it was again this one of those obscure nights. I'm up late watching television, and I didn't even know it was comic book themed. I had to look it up afterwards, but it's called Dystopia. Has John Cusack in it as the villain. I really enjoyed that. It was sick and sadistic, and it came out with one of the best quotes that I'm going to start using all the time now whenever I'm talking to kids. What have you done today to earn your place in this crowded world?
Nice. Don't think I've ever seen it. Go check it out.
It's good. I loved it.
Mike, you comic book TV show.
All right, last year, comic book TV shows. Dave, you picked The Umbrella Academy, while myself and Pocan Joe picked The Boys.
Yeah.
This year, a lot of comic TV shows, actually. October Faction, Lock and Key.
Yeah, Lock and Key was good.
I Am Not Okay With This. Stargirl.
Yeah.
Is that what your date said?
No, you agree totally. What are you talking about?
Yeah, whatever.
Shoot it all over me.
Talk about the AMC comic book TV show.
And of course, Boys season 2 came out this year, but my pick for comic TV show of the year is Warrior Nun. I absolutely love that.
That was a good one too. Yeah.
So
I could not get into that. I watched the first couple episodes and I was just not on board with that. A few other ones that came out. What's that?
Catch it on the rewatch.
I have a couple runners up. Lock and Key was good. My wife and I watched that whole season.
It was good.
Hellstrom was actually pretty good.
I haven't watched that yet.
It kind of pulled away from the comic book origins quite a bit, but I mean it's still kind of cool. Stargirl came out this year. I watched a little bit of that. It's part of that whole WB kind of stuff that I never really was into. But mine is actually a cartoon. It's a Harley Quinn series on it was on DC Universe. Now it's on HBO Max. But that cartoon series, absolutely loved it. Kind of same feel as Batman the Animated Series, but rated R. No F's given throughout the whole show. They touch on categories that they're not afraid to touch on, and this is a great and funny show. Yeah, Mike, go ahead.
So last year, there was a big debate about The Watchmen. Drew was actually on the show, and he picked The Watchmen for his comic TV show. You guys said it sucked, or I think one of you said Dave.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, and Joe, I don't think you watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And I said I really want to see it, but I ended up watching it this year and absolutely loved it. So, shout out to The Watchmen. You got to really watch the whole thing. It's pretty good.
How about you, Joe? Your favorite comic book TV show?
He already did that.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? You did yours? Oh, I guess that's it then.
Just
we're going on. This vodka's hitting me maybe a little bit too much.
It's great that I feel like I'm a valued member of this particular program.
Yeah, you get to go twice, right?
Was Doom Patrol season 2 this year? I never finished the first Doom Patrol.
I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I know I've seen it, but I can't remember if it was this year or not.
Moving on to
What's up, everybody? I'm Shane Fatty from Fake, and I want to introduce to you the best comic movie of the year for the 5th annual Stashies.
that is Shane. That's a guy I have known since 6th grade. We still talk to each other once in a while, but he's actually in a band that lives local.
Did you cross swords together as a kid?
We did not cross swords together. No, we had a crush on the same girl who lived in the same neighborhood when we were kids. But
what's this girl doing now?
I don't know. So I think she's methed out and doesn't have any teeth. But
that's the way I like them.
Yeah, I bet it is. But yeah, definitely. Shane is in a local band here. His link's down below. They have a YouTube channel. All their music on their first album is actually up on their YouTube channel. So their band's called Fake, Phake. It's heavy metal. It's right up your alley, Mike. Definitely not up. I'm not big on heavy metal, but
yeah, I'm gonna have to go check them out.
We got going on in the chat real quick. Double S said, I remember he was saying that Joey's favorite Kite Man was on Harley Quinn. That's correct.
He's not Kite Man. He's Glider Man. There's nothing Kite Man.
GNX Gordon says, oh my lord, I want to know everything there is to know about Shane. Definitely go check out Shane and their Facebook group down below. He's a good guy. I've known him for a long time. Non-comic book movie or TV show. Mike, what about you?
Non-comic book movie
TV show.
TV show. Last year I picked The Mandalorian. This year I picked The Mandalorian. Joe, you picked Lost in Space.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And Dave, you also picked The Mandalorian last year. But yeah, again, this year, season 2 of The Mandalorian blew season 1 out of the water with the inclusion of the Jedi, Ahsoka, um, the end. I don't know. Everyone's already seen it. Luke Skywalker coming in and taking Gogurt or whatever the fuck his name is under
Gogurt.
Gogurt.
Not Gogurt.
Gogurt.
whatever his name is under his wing, and
What is with you? Wow, what a world! What a world!
best thing, Star Wars hasn't been this good in a very long time, and thanks to Jon Favreau. Goddamn.
My pick. I got a runner up, and I still haven't finished it up yet, though. What are you looking at that, Joe? You got your eyes all wide.
I'm looking at our thumbs up to thumbs down ratio, and it's dead even at 11.
We have 11 thumbs down.
Yeah.
11 thumbs up.
11 thumbs up, 11 thumbs down.
Wow.
1 in the
Split
pink,
the room.
2 in the stink, or whatever.
This is perfect for split the room there, John. My runner-up, I said I started it, but I haven't finished watching it, and that's Lovecraft Country. It's a pretty great show. A lot to do with like the 50s, a lot of racism issues, but it has that Lovecraft feel to it, and monsters and stuff like that. But my pick has got to be Mandalorian. It's because it's just kicking ass. And like I said before, I've always liked Star Wars, but I never have been like super deep into the Star Wars fandom kind of stuff. But Mandalorian wants to push me a little bit further into that and know more about Star Wars. So let's check out. So what about you, Joe? What about your non-comic book movie or TV show of the year?
So yeah, I got to go with The Mandalorian too. The reason why I didn't pick it last year is because I hadn't seen it. We didn't have the app at that time.
Right.
But now that I've gotten it and got caught up and I'm into it, I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's got. If it wasn't Mandalorian, I would have to pick something like Forged in Fire, because that's usually my kind of show, right? You know, making things and deadly things, and then they do it right there in The Mandalorian. So I'm like, heck yeah.
So shout out to
Flash Page Comics for breaking in. He broke the tie. Looks like a couple of other people are helping us out with that.
Thank you, Splash Page. I love that guy. Shout out to Cat Run Figures, who turned me onto a TV show. I forgot what it's. It might be on Netflix, called Shark Lords.
Oh yeah, when they rape a shark.
You ever want to go fuck a shark? So, but and today the season 3 of Cobra Kai started streaming, and I got home from work 4 o'clock-ish, 5 o'clock-ish. Started watching it. I'm almost done. I think I got one more episode to go. Probably the best season of the series so far.
Nice.
So at least we're getting traction. I guess we got, like I said, we got 15, we got 25, whatever dislikes, total. So definitely appreciate you.
Double S corrected me. It's 1 in the pink and 2 in the stink. I sometimes I get confused and just stick shit anywhere. So
that you do, Mike. That you do. Definitely, if you're in here, give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs down, I guess, if you want to. But just make sure you're engaging with us and letting us know you're here. We definitely appreciate that. Let's move on to the next category, which is
Gen X grown-ups. Google that shit. It's called Shark Lords. I forgot what streaming service it's on, but it's a funny ass. You ever want to fuck a shark?
I don't think that's been on my bucket list, really. John from Gen X Grown Ups on their podcast today, I listened to it. He watched a documentary called Big Fur. It's a guy about creating Sasquatch. He's a taxidermist, but he's creating a Sasquatch. So, yeah.
Also, if you go to Pornhub and put Big Fur in there, you'll see some shit.
I don't think I want to know. Here we go.
Hey, how you doing? I'm JB with Discovery Bay Comics, and you're watching the 5th Annual Stashies. The next category is Cover of the Year.
Wow. I didn't want to step on
JB. Yep. Joe, you're up with cover of the year.
And JB got to introduce it. That's awesome, man. It was like it was meant to be. Okay, so for some of you that may not have been to the show, I'm a little bit of a snob when it comes to buying my comic books. I like my 1 in 25s, 1 in 100s. I really like my 1 per store variants and things along that line. And that's no exception to my pick of the year. Simplicity rules in covers, right? So I got the Death Metal Rise of the New Gods 1 in 25 variant. I don't know why, but I absolutely love this cover. And I have crazy good covers, and this one just pops to me. The detail in the eyes, the shadowing, the red and black, keeping it simple. It almost looks like it's real smoke on the page. So that is a DC book. Awesome cover this year. I think the artist, I don't know who the I'm not even going to attempt to guess who the artist is, but this is it for me this year. Nothing else topped it.
Mike, what's your meat and potatoes? I know you got meat and potatoes over there.
Meat and potatoes.
You know me so well. Last year, Dave, your cover was meat and potatoes.
Was it really?
It was the Adam Hughes X-Men Black Emma Frost.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's when y'all were reading that garbage X-Men stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Joe, yours was a 1 in 50 Spider-Man book, and mine was the Mike Mayhew Black Cat. This year, special shout out to Mike Mayhew again for this Baroness cover. There, I got a shout out my boy Jamie Tyndall again. This year, he's not my pick this year because I think I picked him. No, I didn't pick him last year. But if you ever order books from this guy, he always signs every one of them. He's got this Mandalorian variant right here, which he signed. Aliens, the Xenomorphs. Got some little fat ass right there. Another Baroness from this one by Jamie Tyndall. And just some random Sif chick.
Syphilis? You say syphilis?
Syphilis? Goddamn Baltimore. All over again. Cover of the year. Where's my... All right, I gotta shout out this cover. I forgot who it's by though. Who's this cover by?
I don't know. I have that book too. I don't know who it's by though.
I thought this was a pretty good cover. Name escapes me. But I got dual covers. No, actually I don't. I got a runner up. Both by the same person, Shannon Mayer. First off is this Gamora right here. I absolutely love this thing with the moon in the back, looking all sexy. Mm-hmm. But my pick of the year is X-Men #1, the Rasputin variant.
Nice.
Cover of the year.
Double S said, "Oh Lord, Huey's favorite category, cover of the year, aka I buy him to read the articles category." Ha! But my cover of the year is actually probably going to shock you guys this year. It's not a meat and potatoes cover. It's actually a fairly recent cover, and I just love it for the patriotic portion of it, the nostalgic kind of portion of it.
It ain't that Looney
and this is
Tunes,
why
is it?
It is that freaking Looney Tunes cover. Dude, anytime Bugs Bunny's dressed up as George Washington leading the way across the Delaware, dude, come on, dude. You gotta love that. You gotta love that, man. Americana at its best in Bugs Bunny. And he's not dressed in drag, though. He's dressed as
I was going to ask you if you like when Bugs Bunny dresses as a woman.
I don't. Okay. That's not my thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, whatever you want to do when you're off air here, I don't care. But this is my cover of the. I hope so. Cover of the year. Bugs Bunny dressed as George Washington. Yeah, baby. I got 2 of those covers. I gotta get one out to Joe.
Yes.
Moving on. The vodka's hitting me a little bit more now.
Is your nose tingly, little
My
girl?
nose is not tingly. No, nose is not tingly.
Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron.
Tyler.
And we're with Astral Comics and Games in Medford, Oregon. And we're here to proudly announce the category of Best Artist of the Year. Good luck, Stashies.
That comic shop is too clean for me.
Oh, wait till it. See, I got a like somewhere. Somebody gave me a like. Mike, cover of the year, or not cover, artist of the year. Sorry.
Oh man, artist of the year. Last year, Dave, you had a tie. You said I couldn't have ties this year, but you had a tie last year.
Well, that's different. 2020, you can't have ties. There's too much stake.
Too much. Okay. Dave, last year you picked Aaron Cooter and Terry Dotson.
Okay.
I picked Jamie Tyndall, of course. And Joe, you picked our good friend Daniel Montoya.
I did. He drew that right there.
This year, my artist of the year, if it wasn't for this artist, I don't think this book would be as good for me, and that's Humberto Ramos, for what he does on Strange Academy.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's my pick. I don't think if it was anybody else, I don't know if I'd still be reading that book, but the team of him and Scotty Young, they're killing it.
Yeah, I have to agree with that too, because I think his art style. I mean, Scotty Young's art style is really cartoony. Ramos his art is cartoony, but it's not nearly as what Scotty Young did, and it fits really well with what that story is. I have to agree with that too. Now, I'm not sure if we were talking about interior art or we're talking about just an artist in general, because I actually picked a cover artist this year. So
we just had artists. Last year I had a random artist.
So Middleton did quite a few covers last year for Wonder Woman and all that, but moving up this year, this person has done Wonder Woman, Catwoman, and a lot. She's been pretty hot lately, and that is Jenny Frison. Jenny Frison's art has been killer on Wonder Woman and on Catwoman. They're the only reasons why I buy these books. I don't read these stories at all. I just buy them for the Frison covers. So Jenny Frison is my artist of the year.
Wait. Nobody picked Peach Momoko?
Fuck that. Sorry. I don't drop F-bombs every hardly at all in this show, but I'll drop one for that.
But she's the artist of the year. Ask anybody.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe? Artist of the year?
Peach Momoko.
Shut up.
No, I'm joking. I'm going to go with Aaron Cooter. Mostly his Marvel work over the last year, both in coming on as a guest artist in Thor. He did some of the artwork in X of Swords as well. Some of the issues, even though I hated the story, the artwork was beautiful in it, the detail. And let's see what else he's done. He's been kind of all over the place. He's kind of pip-popping out of different storylines, but you always know he's there because of his unique style. And I enjoy it. I think he's a very detailed artist, a very skilled artist, and I like his stuff.
Okay, anything on artists before we go to the next category? Nothing. Once, going twice.
Peach Cocoa.
Peach Cocoa. Good one.
There we go.
Hey guys, welcome.
Indeed.
We get to announce a category for the Stashies right now. What's the category, babe?
Best writer.
Who do you think is in that? I have no idea who's in this, but
well, I don't
hope
want to
Jeff
guess
Lemire's in there.
I don't want to. It's a spoiler alert. I have no idea who it's going to be, but we'll see.
One of the Miranda brothers, maybe. We Live.
No, I don't think they're going to vote for the Miranda brothers.
Maybe,
but they might.
Nomination? I don't know. Who's voting?
How long is this supposed to be?
No.
I think
Hey guys,
funny.
happy
Best
New
writer
Year.
coming up. Stashies.
That was Steve and Jamie at Rogue City Comics.
That store's too clean for me too. If you don't need a tetanus shot after you walk out of a comic book store, it's not for me.
Whatever. I like a nice, clean comic book store.
Well, you've been into Trilogy. You ain't getting that there.
Yeah, that's true. You come walk out Trilogy with the Rona.
Yeah, their personality really shines through with their videos. They do their videos, what's coming out that week and stuff like that. So that's always great to see them improvise that, and so it's just great. So
I love some of the stuff they post. You got some really cool comic book shops out by you. Those are some really cool cats.
Mm-hmm. So writer of the year, I'm gonna go. We were just kind of talking about him as an artist, but I'm going to talk about him as a writer. Scotty Young. I mean, Straight Academy has been great. I mean, he is he can draw, he can write, and he excels at both. And so, I mean, it's just awesome. I think his storytelling is great and moves along really well. You find yourself deep involved with these characters. He really fleshes them out. I think it's really great. So Scotty Young is my writer of the year. What about you, Joe?
So yeah, I picked Scotty Young too for Strange Academy. I enjoy his writing. He knows how to write whimsical stories. We saw this when he did Middle West. We've seen he's kind of just got this childlike whimsy when he writes, and these characters, they feel like kids, and it seems like things that kids would go through, and it's nice, it's refreshing, it's light, it doesn't get deep into anything, but he still knows how to give these characters conflict and how to get out of their conflict, and he follows a beautiful heroes arc. It's just classic good writing, and he's very skilled at it, and I really enjoy reading this. When this comes out, I'm genuinely happy. It makes me happy.
What about you, Mike?
Last year, I picked Hickman. Joe had a tie for Hickman and Jeff Lemire.
Yeah.
And Dave picked Donny Cates. This year, Donny Cates has been awesome as well on Thor and Venom. You guys both mentioned Scotty Young. I thought Jeff Johns did a good job on Three Jokers, especially the Red Hood stuff. But my pick is Tinian for his work with Batman and stuff. So I thought he did pretty good. So
yeah, that could have been anybody writing after.
Yeah. I mean, Batman was a train wreck going into this year, and he kind of turned that around. So
he did.
I think that takes some skill too, to be able to take such a garbage heap of stories over the past 2 years and be able to make sense of it. So yeah,
this is my pick of the week right here, by the way.
I can see that. Yeah.
Is that what covers that? That's the cover B for the annual?
Yeah.
Oh man, I missed that cover. Damn it.
I reviewed it.
Yeah, Joe gets his books early, so he reviewed this book like last week. So, I mean,
okay.
Future State books today or this week, so I don't know.
I don't even have an intro for it because I didn't make one because I had somebody on board to do an intro and I didn't get it done in time. So next category is the stash of the year. What is your overall stash of the year? Let's start with Mike.
Last year, everybody's stashes. My stash was House of X, Powers of X. Dave, you were in the same boat as me with House of X. And Joe, for whatever reason, picked Punisher Kill Crew.
Yes, because that was a good story.
This year, Batman Comics, just the complete turnaround. So the Joker War was halfway decent, and I mean there've been a couple misses, but overall, I think Batman has come a long way from where we started the year.
For me, it's moving on up to Strange Academy
Strange
for the stash
Academy's
of the year.
pulling away with all the awards tonight.
It is. Again, like what Joe said, he has this way of writing these characters that makes you really engage with them, and I mean, let alone being like I said, a spec book because there's so many new characters in the Marvel universe now because of this. So this is great. This is my stash of the year. It's right on top of my stack. Every time it comes out, one of the first books I read in my stack that week. So
sack?
on top of my stack. Stack. Mike, man, you need to get your ears out there.
You need to drink more liquor.
I'm almost out here. It's a good thing we've only got one more category after Joe here. Well, Joe, what's your stash of the year?
My stash of the year is going to be a little bit of a surprise. I'm going with Donny Cates in Venom. I love this book. It's getting a little soft with the whole, other dimension thing. But for the most part, dealing with Eddie having to be a father and learning to be a father when he thought he was a brother, and the whole dynamic there with Dylan get involved in all this and dealing with his powers and the lead in with Null and everything else. It's like it just keeps delivering, and it's fun to read. It's just genuinely fun, and there's action in it. And I've been enjoying it. So I'm going with Venom this year, surprisingly.
Anything else on picks or stash of the year? Anything else?
It was a toss-up for me between that and Strange Academy. It really was.
Moving on to our last category in the 5th annual Stashies.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Double S, and I'm introducing the Blast of the Year for the 5th annual Stashies for Blasting and Stashing Comics. Take care.
That is our boy Double S jumping in, giving us a video for
I'm gonna buy that motherfucker some new sunglasses.
What's wrong with sunglasses?
Nothing.
You need to get him a calendar is what you need to do.
I do. I have a Fantastic Four 2021 calendar. I'm going to ship them with some new
Are
sunglasses.
you really? Yeah, so Double S, everybody knows Double S.
Just kidding, Double S. I love you like a brother I've never met.
My blast of the year is now. I think it was you said last year was near the top for me. My stash of the year, and that was X-Men. But now that is my absolute blast of the year. The market got overly saturated with X-Men stuff, and it was just entirely way too much. And so I'm blasting everything that's X-Men related other than the Wolverine stuff. X of Swords has been crap. I think so. X-Men in general, gone. Blast. Done. Don't want to pick no more up. Skeet. Blast. What about you, Joe? Your blast of the year.
X-Men.
What's that?
X-Men, X of Swords. Oh my God. They promised us the contest.
You bought every one of them bitches.
I did. I read. I promised to read through the main storyline. I did. Even when I was like, this is garbage. Even when I dropped X-Men last year and said it was garbage. I've been saying this stuff is garbage for a while now. It is absolutely garbage. There's nothing interesting in this book. It's constant. We don't want to be a part of the rest of the world. We want to be left alone on our island of paradise because we're better than you. Or, hey, let's go have a contest. Let's call it X of Swords or 10 of Swords, but only 9 of us are going to show up. Oh, by the way, we're not going to fight. We're going to stack cups and arm wrestle. Get the fuck out of here. It's garbage. Garbage.
What about you, Mike? Your blast of the year.
Well, let's talk about what we blasted last year.
Okay.
Dave, you blasted Lois Lane #1.
I was making sure that wasn't this year too, because it lingered on for a whole year.
Joe, we talked about this earlier. You blasted Captain America, and what turned into my stash of the year, it was my blast of the year last year. Anything Batman. So
Wow.
this year, God, Empire was god awful, but I think X of Swords, I agree with you two, was a big letdown. It was just garbage, and I'm glad I didn't pick up all those issues like that motherfucker did and read that. Those are like my comic book blast of the year, but my biggest blast, something we've been waiting so long for, just recently saw it, Wonder Woman 84. What the fuck was that? What? Since when can Wonder Woman touch shit and turn it invisible? Can she do that? Could she have ever done that in the past?
No, that has never been a thing. She had an invisible jet. She's never turned anything invisible.
Sorry if you guys haven't seen it, but and she's swinging around with her lasso. She used that lasso more in that fucking in that movie. She was like Spider Wonder Woman.
She's spinning that thing around like Indiana freaking Jones's web.
That thing grabbing on lightning bolts, which okay, that was pretty cool. But and couldn't Wonder Woman always fly? I thought.
I didn't think so, but I could be wrong.
In the last movie, it was hinted that she could, right? But she didn't actually do it because, I thought the whole Trevor thing coming back was.
And he's not even concerned with it. The whole movie. He comes back from he's not even concerned.
This is proof that our heroes in this are actually the bad guys because nobody really seemed to care that guy had a life and you just took it over. Like there was no villains in this. It was so bad.
But
there was hardly any action in it either. I remember watching an hour into the movie and I'm like, where's the action? Like action.
Where's Wonder Woman at? Yeah, she looked hot in that white dress.
So Double S says, Joe, why would you torture yourself and keep picking up X of Swords? Okay, so for people that don't know, I enjoy making like swords and daggers. So I got really excited about this. And in the beginning of X of Swords, I was actually kind of interested about the swords in it. And then what ended up happening was a complete disaster. But I promised everybody in the lands of YouTube that I would force read this through to give X-Men another shot because I was very critical of it last year. And even when it was garbage, I kept my word. So always just remember that about me in my grave. When I'm in my grave.
And we read the shit so you guys don't have to.
That's right.
Okay, so that's going to round up the 5th annual Stashies. We want to thank everybody for coming by tonight. Maybe we'll talk about next time or next show about what we're looking forward to in 2021, what holes we're looking to fill, and whoa. In our comic book collection, I saw his eyebrows went up. He's like, hey, man, I'm always looking for that.
So I want you both have homework now. Why don't you get yourself a little binder and prepare for next year?
Well, that's what we have you for.
Yeah, that's your job.
We're gonna split up the category of new character to best male character, best female character.
Well, you could even break it down even further to best Marvel character, best DC, and best Indie.
Well, hold on. What about those
too much
non-gender specific characters?
Oh yeah, Mike, you're excluding the whole category there.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll talk. Next year, we're gonna have the award for best
non-binary. Best non-binary.
Blast it or stash it, or whatever the fuck this channel's called now. Best blast it or stash it fan, and I'm just gonna put SS double S in there because he will be here next year. I promise you. With new sunglasses and a Fantastic Four calendar.
So we want to thank everybody who took the time to do the intros for all the categories this year. Astro Games, Rogue City Comics, John from Gen X Grown Ups, Don the Comic Book Junkie, Alex the Comic Hoarder, JB,
Legend,
great legend, Pat from Longbox Crusade. All those guys, thank you so much for taking the time to do a video. It means a lot. It's always great to know that the community out there, you reach out to them, they'll do stuff like that for you. Because it is a tight-knit community, even though we got 12 freaking thumbs down on the video, and I don't know what we did here. But, it is what it is. We always have fun doing this. Thumbs up or thumbs down is interaction, right? So whether you blast it or whether you stash it,
he said he had a notebook about 30 minutes after picking a movie. I seriously forgot. I wrote that in the beginning of the year. I know it has a blonde chick in it. That's all I can remember.
Fair enough.
Thanks everybody for coming by and checking out these.
It might have been Pornhub.
Happy New Year, all.
Happy New Year.
Happy